Hi, folks. Yeah, Vaughan and I, we've had 2 days break and we're full of energy. God, that Vaughan, I've just been chatting to him and I nearly got a word in. He's really hyped up to hell. Anyway, this is good news. But what we got in the meantime, what have we got to report on? I had to go upstairs and watch Jacinda yesterday announcing a big decision. And the warm-up, and the smiles and the elation. She looks so happy to say that Auckland's still locked down for another week. So, I mean, Vaughan, let's go pass it over to you, brother. What's your thoughts on that?
Throw the ball my way. I got it, bro. Okay, so there we have it. We've got what we call a level 3.2. Retail reopens. Gatherings have to be 2 meters apart, inside the store. And 25 people can rock off down to the park for a bigger picnic than 10 people. So that's about it. Hey, it's a baby step in the right direction, but you don't get the sense with lockdowns that, and just hear me out on this one, Max, that the heavy hand that taketh away a lot faster than the slow hand that giveth things back. When we move into lockdowns, within 24 hours, we're under house arrest, witness protection program. When we seem to come out of lockdowns, it's like some date in the distant future, we might get there. To me, it's kind of like, I'm not feeling the love here, honey. That's a weird marriage.
I recall, Vaughan, in the first lockdown, there was a prominent person, it might have been Richard Prebble of all people, but he said, easy to go into lockdown, a lot harder to come out. So the Prime Minister, in his view, saying that she's apprehensive to make the hard decisions, is going to be scared to come out of lockdown. So there's some truth in that, what you're saying, Vaughan.
Well, yeah, but when you navigate somewhere, you should know how you got there and how you can backtrack out. But I think just to put what I said into context about the heavy hand that pick your pocket and the slow hand that puts bugger all back in, as in our business, small business, goods and services, when we make a transaction, it's immediate. We provide it. We provide the service. What happens is when you get a customer that doesn't pay on time, let's say they string you out for 90 days, that's how it feels. Like we've given the government our loyalty for lockdown, then it's like the slow feed coming back. And look, you did right about, I think it was Stephen Joyce who said about very hard to get out of lockdowns once you've jumped in. She sounds like meth or something like that. But the real reality of it is that the collateral damage that's been done to the small business community, we've got to be very careful here in terms of the balance of the health response and the economic response, because we could end up with a bowl of eggs we cannot unscramble. And that would be very, very unhealthy, Max. And, as far as I'm concerned, there is absolutely no reasonable logic in this whole world to justify making us wait 1 week to do something we could have been doing yesterday.
Particularly when the Waikato has just been let off their leash today, and now we're still in it. And look, I'm honestly, the big thing now is the counting. The counting has gone off. We're not counting who's infected anymore. Forget those days; they're gone. So what we should be counting now is the amount of people in hospital. And I mean, obviously, it's a small proportion, but they can still flood it. We've only got 26 ICU beds, Vaughan, and that's going to be the real constrictor for New Zealand, and that could put us into lockdown again. But right now, she should let us fly.
Yeah, and I think that the other thing is, Max, that, cohesion, social cohesion, to maintain that, we've gone from being the team of 5 mil to the team of vaccinated versus unvaccinated, the division. There's some bad vibes going on out there that I'm sure the government is very, very aware of. The last thing we want is civil disobedience and ultimately anarchy. And, that Fruit Loop, Brian Tamaki, he was the lead indicator of that. What we don't want to see is perfectly sane and stable and normal people doing this stuff too, but you just feel under the book, people go, no, how can we, reach out and let people know that we're disappointed? So I think the delaying of the ability of the small businesses to try and stay afloat this is what I mean by the government not allowing us to get back on our bike as quickly as possible.
Vaughan, I've got to say you're underselling it. Here in Auckland, I can say that the temperature around here is heated, extremely heated. People are angry, they're fired up, they're prepared. I would say we're going to see a bit of anarchy very, very soon. Already we had, it was alleged to be 5,000. Someone said to me it was more like 10,000 people marching in the streets. 2 weekends in a row now. But last night there was a party behind my place, and I believe there was 9 or 10 carloads of people in there that was really going like hell. The cops had to come and shut it down. But I mean, that's all illegal. Civil disobedience, Vaughan, and you and I predicted it, is going to become rife if this government keeps just coming down on us with brick loads as they are.
in the small business community at the moment, by delaying allowing businesses to be trusted to get out there and run their businesses responsibly and as per the COVID, response restrictions and rules, the delay flirts with two straws that can break the camel's back. There's the financial straw, money comes, goes, but there's also the mental health and well-being straw. It's the anxiety of those businesses just actually aren't coping. I talk to people who, the poor, and particularly when we're doing things digitally by Zoom, it's not like you can pat them on the back, take them, have a coffee and try and sort of settle things down. This whole sort of level of separation we've got. So, I think the main reason why small business in Auckland should be allowed to reopen, and this is speaking from a purely commercial sense, the last quarter of a calendar year, October, November, December, for many retailers, that's the zone where they gather cash that gets them through the lean quarter of the first, next year, mainly February, March, coming into the financial year end around March. What we've already got is we've lost half of that already through being in lockdown.
Agreed, totally agreed.
Now we've been asked to wait another week. So we've said to them, and when you get out there, 2 meter distancing. So we're going to pay for this down the line. Next year,
Absolutely.
We're going to see businesses that couldn't harvest in this quarter that therefore have no winter feed for the next quarter.
Right, Vaughan, that's it. You've had enough to say now. I'm just going to try and get the last word in here. I'm going to go for it now, and it's racing and the Melbourne Cup's on its way, and suddenly, okay, I'm getting the last word, and now